Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Honk honk, everyone. Guys, thank you so much for last night, tonight in real time, but you get the idea, for coming out to the live stream. We had so much fun. If you missed it, it's still up. You can check it out. I had John Witherspoon on to talk Harry's visa, and I had my mom on to talk me. How Meghan and I. No, it's really fun and really funny. Thank you to all who flocked out and asked her questions and had a lot of fun. Thank you for that. It was really a funny chat. But I did clip out part of it because I thought it was pretty interesting. So when John came on, he came on to, again, thank you, John, so much if you're watching. He came on to discuss Harry's visa. But before we got into Harry's visa, I was talking about these pictures, this picture that Meghan just put up. And I got into a funny conversation in the chat about it. So I thought you guys might enjoy this as a breakout video. So we're going to go into the new picture that Meghan posted, what's going on, what our thoughts are, and then you'll hear John jump in at the end. Again, he came in to discuss the visa, but he had such interesting and funny takes on it. I thought I'd leave that part in as well. So thank you all who flocked out to see that. I hope you enjoy this video, and I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Now let's get into this. Honk honk, everyone. Let's do this thing. So guys, look, she just did a post. Ready? As ever. So this is her as ever official. Interesting how 2 million followers, let me make myself bigger, easy. Followers follow Meghan, but don't want to follow as ever. Weird, huh? It's almost like bots can't follow other accounts. Wouldn't that be something? That's weird, right? Weird. Anyway, let's see here. So yeah, as ever, as if, I'm sorry, I have to keep a sticky note. I have like 1,000 sticky notes, but I have to keep a sticky note next to me with all the, oh, that's the wrong one, with all the stupid names of all the stupid things she's done because they're so confusing. There's no, what's the word, through line, through thread. There's no cohesiveness. But yeah, so she did another post I would like to discuss with you guys. Bought and paid for. Yeah, I think so too. Everything is shady. That's right. I think so too. I have to say allegedly, but yeah. Let's see here. Snot waffles. Oh God, that's so gross. I want to talk about that too. I will talk about the waffles. Let's get there. Give me a second on that. Lighting's good. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, lighting looks good. Okay, thank you. I just realized I left one off. So if I look dark, let me know. I can brighten things. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's look at this though. And again, a huge thank you to Squeegee and Spicy for being so wonderful and pulling this stuff for me. Yeah, so as ever, let's look. Here you go. So she posted this, okay? It's tiny writing, so I'm gonna look down at my phone because I have it pulled up and I can zoom in and I can see what the post says because I honestly haven't even really looked too much, but I had some thoughts. Where did I put this post? Here it is. Okay, let me zoom in and see if I can make out the words. Here it is. Okay, it said, oh, there's no, it just says bite-sized bliss. Okay, great. So there's some things that are bugging me about this picture. Now, first of all, I want to start with, again, thank you, Spicy and Squeegee, for all of your help. Spicy pointed out, see that bowl? Wrong way. See that bowl? She keeps using these bowls. I said it looks like it's covered in warts. That bowl actually gives me the heebie-jeebies. Does anybody else get that vibe? Because I do. It freaks me out a little bit. So that bowl is scaring me to my soul. But it was found out. Do you know how much that bowl costs? I don't know if it's a pack of bowls. I don't know if it's a single bowl. I'm stalling because now I can't remember the exact number. It was in the ballpark of like almost $500. It was like 400 and some change. I have the number. Hold on one second. Bear with. Hold on. Let's see here. 1 second. Sorry. I've got it. Oops. Here it is. Okay. Shout out to Princess Carparkle. And okay, so she pointed out, oh my God. It's called Astir de Valette. Do you know how much this bowl costs? I'm yelling. Do you know how much this bowl costs? Ready? It's going to piss you off. $402 for a bowl. Thank you, Princess Carparkle, for finding this. I spit. Guys, $402 for a bowl. That bowl looks like a cereal bowl. It's not even a huge bowl. Look at the proportion of the strawberries to that bowl. And that bowl has warts. And I want to show you guys something. Guess what didn't cost me 400 and whatever I just said dollars? This bowl. That's right. I have this. Where did I get this? Sam's Club, Members Mark. That's right. I got a pack of 4 of them for like $8. So suck on that, Megan. Who's stupid now? You are. I love this bowl. I got this because I like the pattern. I actually like the pattern of my bowl better than hers. And it reminds me of Epcot a little bit. I think it's kind of cool. So yeah, there's that. This did not cost me $500. And my question to you all is, what does her bowl do that my bowl does not do? Again, whatever it was, like $8, $10 for this. Mine can be microwave, dishwasher, all that stuff. I doubt hers can. What does her bowl do that mine doesn't? Isn't that silly? Oh, my bowl is lovely. Thank you. I like it. It's just Sam's. I got it years ago. I got a 4-pack. I love these bowls. It's the perfect size. But I bet you my bowl's the same size as hers if I was guessing proportionate wise. I just think that's so silly. I mean, how do you lose the value of money that much? Again, I say that every time. But even if I was a billionaire, I could not justify spending that amount of money on a bowl, or on her sunglasses, or on her jean shorts, or whatever dumb thing she's blowing money on. I'm not a chef. I'm not a cook. I'm barely in the kitchen. We're just to like keep my Gosling fed. But other than that, I'm not in there. So I ask you guys who are into home cooking or chefing or whatever, I'd like to ask Chef Matt, what would make her bowl more special? I don't think there's an answer to that. I think it's just expensive for the sake of being expensive. I think it's so silly. But the other, so there's that was one of my points. The other thing that I want to point out, I have notes. I'm looking down at my notes. Spicy hates when I shout her out. So I'm not shouting out Spicy. This is not for Spicy, but somebody that's not Spicy. I was texting about this. I wouldn't talk about what Spicy and I text about. So it's not Spicy, but somebody that's not Spicy said she's effing pointless. That made me laugh so hard. So whoever you are that's not Spicy, you're very clever. I would never, ever, never share our conversations. Anyway, somebody that rhymes with Spicy. Smicy. Somebody that rhymes with Smicy said, oh, here you go. I forgot. Squeegee. Oh my gosh, I'm so silly. Squeegee used to be a chef. Former chef here. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't even spend that on a knife. And that's more long-term than a bowl. Exactly. I don't know the price of knives, but if you're a chef and this is your job and blah, blah. I mean, I spent a ridiculous amount of money on this microphone because it's my job and I'll use it forever. And I'm so careful with it. And it means the world to me. And this was like $400 or $500, something in that ballpark. So my point is, I do not take it for granted, and I do not toss strawberries into it. I don't know. Like nothing else can do what my microphone does. So I understand it, if that makes sense. Anything can do what this bowl does. My favorite thing is, I know it's probably controversial. I don't care. I like to use paper plates because I don't like to do dishes. So I use paper plates a lot. So my paper plate... my paper plate trumps that because I can just toss my paper plate when I'm done with it. So there's that. Chef Squeegee. That's right. Chef Squeegee. Should I do my Swedish chef impersonation? Pork. There you go. There's my Swedish chef, in case you were wondering. I have many skills. All right. Tassie, I can't cook because my vision is, let's see. My vision. So I'm lucky with a chef. Oh, that's cool that you have a chef with you. But yeah, that I get it. I just don't want to. It's just not my thing. It's fine. Strawberries are cut from the top. Yes, I wanted to talk about that too. So what else thank you, Katie, for that beautiful picture, by the way. What do you guys notice? I noticed that too. Look at how, okay. Again, I'm not a chef. Let's have a dialogue. Squeegee. I'm going to put you on the spot again, Chef Squeegee. Actually, let me read this super, and then I'm going to ask Chef Squeegee a question. Tessie says, I did read that. Okay. I think I had another one though too. Hold on. AB. Oh my gosh. AB just gifted 20 RHR Gen memberships. AB, that means the world to me. Truly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that very much. It really does mean so much. Thank you all. Oh, I didn't read Adam's aunt. Adam's aunt, thank you so much for the super. Adam's aunt says there's a way to cut strawberries. I want to talk about that. She's not doing it right. That's right. She could give the right cutting tip, but doesn't. That's right. Let's talk about that, Adam's aunt. Thank you so much for the super and for bringing that up. That's such a good point. Okay. Yeah, so again, I'm not a chef. You guys can correct me and I'll put Squeegee on the spot here, but Squeegee, does that look like, and I'd love to talk to Chef Matt. Chef Matt, he's a very busy guy. So when I'm able to talk to him again, I will try to have Chef Matt because I saw where so many of you love Chef Matt. I love Chef Matt too. He's the nicest. So when I can get him back on, I will. But Squeegee, talk to me. This looks like the wrong knife. I don't pretend to know what I'm doing, but if I'm cutting, I'm getting a smaller knife than this because otherwise part of my finger is going in the bowl with the strawberries. And also the cuts do look weird. Again, I'm not trying to nitpick. There's times where people call out stuff of Meghan, and I'll talk about that because there's one right now going on that I think is a little crazy. But I don't think this is crazy. I think if you pretend to have a cooking show and you pretend to give instructions or whatever she's doing, she didn't even do that. Pretend to know what you're talking about. Perhaps you should be a little more thoughtful. I would think that you'd be a little more thoughtful on the knife you choose, on the skills you showcase or lack of skills you showcase. You would think about stuff like that. Now, again, the person who doesn't like shout outs, that rhymes with Smicey, pointed out she seems to be toning down her jewelry. And I say maybe, but also maybe not, because I actually wonder if she likes to show that bracelet a lot. All she'd have to do is push it back and then it wouldn't be seen in the picture. But no, she needed to do that. But I wonder if she pushed the others back a little bit. I don't know. Hard to say. The knife looks wrong. The cuts look wrong. What else? Look at my jewelry. Always look at my jewelry. Let me catch up on some of these comments. Sorry, guys, I'm behind on the comments. Okay, here we go. Becky says there's 364. Oh, thank you. Sometimes the likes are a little slow to update, but I'm with you. If you guys will hit the like button, that really does help. Thank you. It counts toward engagement. Thank you so much for that. Squawking of the Crow said this is. Oh, thank you. Okay, bye. I think your name is pretty apropos then. Hold on one second. Okay, I got it. All right. Let's see here. I always cut strawberries with a paring knife. Yeah, I would think so too, because then you're not going to risk cutting your finger off. That seems like too big of a knife to handle that. Isn't there also a straw thing you can use? You know what? That's a good point. I think you're right. Something like where you just dig in and it pits, whatever the word, lops off the tops of the strawberries. I think you're right. I think so. So then that way you're salvaging more of the strawberry. I don't understand what she's doing. I really don't. Let's see here. I have a tool that holds strawberries. There you go. I think it's the same thing. Yeah, that's like something I hadn't played with it, but if it's not sharp, I'd give it to my Gosling to let her help me. So there's that. I don't know. Fingers and strawberries sprinkled in dried flowers and hands bloom. That's right. So why is she keeping the tops of them right there? Is it to show the work she's done? That's all I can figure, because it just seems like, okay, cool. Here's my discard pile. It's just to have some greenery on there and remind us of the dried flowers. I don't know. Why does she need teaspoons? Yeah, I don't know that either. Why does she need a $500 bowl? I don't know. Did you see her try to zest a lemon? I did. And I saw her try to zest a lemon into pasta. Why would anybody do that? Hey, people who eat pasta with lemons, why do you do that? No, is that a thing? I meant to find out more. Jen, it doesn't really bother me the type of knife. Okay, yes, a paring knife would have been better. It's cutting everything at different angles, cutting too much off. That's what it feels like to me. I talked about the waste from the show. It just feels like waste. Oh, wait a second. Is it? Okay, no. It feels like a waste. I think so. You're cutting too much off. I think so too. Spot on. Squeegee. All right. Let's see here. The audience wasn't important to Meghan in that show. You know what? Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. You're right. It was all about herself and whatever she was trying to do. She did not engage with the audience. That's exactly it. Ever since you smart flockers pointed out, it seemed to just be an infomercial for herself. That's all I can see it as. It's just an infomercial for herself. It's the Meghan show. And then that thank you so much. That clip that I played yesterday made me laugh so hard with the guy with the job. You have to say it like a job. The guy with the job. That was what was he? He was like teasing about being a guest on Meghan's show and what you have to act like if you're a guest on Meghan's show. And it was funny. I can't remember his name now, but I shouted him out a bunch yesterday. He was very funny. I already like you. I already like you. What are we talking about? I can't say anything. I do a lot of cooking and I use whatever knife. You know what? And fair enough. I guess the difference is, Sunshine, that you're not pretending to give people tips or hosting a cooking show. I said the same thing. Who am I to judge cooking? I'm not somebody that should, but I am aware of this fact about myself. So I'm not hosting a cooking show. You're aware of this. Okay, hold on just a second. We have a guest. But Sunshine, you're aware of this. So you're not like pretending to host a cooking show. Sunshine, I'm so with you though. That's kind of the thing I was saying about the dogs too. Like your house, your rules. If you want to have a dog eat off your spoon, go for it. If I'm hosting a cooking show, I'm not doing that. If I'm hosting a cooking show, I'm grabbing the right knife. If I'm hosting a cooking show, I'm wearing shoes in my kitchen. Your house, absolutely. And guess what? I'm coming to eat with you, Sunshine. So get ready. Speaking of get ready, guys, we have a special guest in the house with us here. He's a professional chef, so he's going to give us a lot. I'm putting him on the spot. A lot of opinions on this. So let's welcome John Witherspoon, friend of the show. Give me 1 second. Here we go. John, I know you're a professional chef. Do you want to just...
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Your shoulders aren't out. What's the problem? You didn't get the memo? Do the shoulder?
No, sorry. Are you headed up to Invictus with bare shoulders?
Yes, in Canada where it's quite cold. Yes, that's my plan. Yes.
Right. British Columbia in the wintertime. It's just a paradise.
That's right. I'm going to see if I can move people around that don't want to be moved. I'm going to really offend some people. It should be a lot of fun, but I'm going to elevate it with cement, so it should be just fine.
Oh,
how are you?
I am good. I am good.
That's good. So you've been busy. That's what we were just talking about. You've been a very busy person lately, going on the nerve, other people's YouTubes. What's up with that?
I know.
How dare you?
You know, duty calls. Duty calls. I feel compelled to respond when people ask me questions. So
yes. Well, John, I've invited you here to talk the visa case, but before we get the visa, Harry's visa, before we go into that, there's something important we need to talk about, and it's very important. You ready?
Yeah, let's have it.
Okay. The Flockers came up with names for your channel, and they're ready for you to have a channel. So let's talk about that.
Okay. All right.
How is that going? Have you given that more thought? Tell us.
I have given that some more thought, and several people have contacted me offline, which I appreciate, and have offered support and all of that. So it's just a question of coordinating the bandwidth to do it, meaning, you know, mental bandwidth and time bandwidth, and then, you know, picking out some good topics and then just getting it done and getting it uploaded. So
yes. Well, we're going to put the flocking pressure on you. So you know, no excuses. I know you have a full-time job and you're working and doing all these things, but where are your priorities, John? You need to be famous.
I know. Well, between my chef activity and, you know,
it
can be overwhelming.
That's right. You know, John, you are a professional chef. You just go with it. So I need to get your opinion on this real quick, and then we'll dive into the visa. But you have 14 of these bowls that cost $500 a bowl. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time.
Totally. I figured. Okay.
I'll show you something funny since you mentioned that. I'm sitting right here. Somebody sent me this bowl the other day.
Oh.
I don't know if you can hear that. This is made of concrete.
Wow.
And
who did you say sent it to you?
Yeah, it's like it was a gift, and it's like a fruit bowl, or I mean, I don't quite know what to do with it. It weighs a ton. It really weighs a ton, and I think honestly, it's gonna hold bananas or something. But I just thought,
That's a cool bowl.
it is a cool bowl, and and it's nicely made. I think it came off of Amazon, and
Yeah.
but again, in the context of all this conversation about Megan's bowl, I just thought, yeah, exactly. Who doesn't have a bowl? Why do you need a $400 bowl
I was
when you
showing
can
mine
have
came from Sam's for like $8. Yeah.
right, right? And again, if you can make a bowl out of concrete that's perfectly adequate for doing stuff or holding whatever she has in her bowl there,
That's exactly what I was asking. What does her $500 bowl do that my whatever $5 bowl doesn't do?
yes, yes. Um,
But I actually really like your bowl. I think that's super cool. You could definitely display it and put some, put your dried flowers in it. I know you have 10 pounds of those on the way, right? Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I could probably mix my when I get my as ever.
Oh, they want you to put moldy limbs in it. Sorry, go ahead.
Now I could put my as ever. I could make my as ever biscuit mix or whatever it is that's coming.
Yeah.
By the way, I have some spies in the Philadelphia area, and specifically who are near King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So when the magic elixir falls from the sky, when it arrives from Montecito to King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, in the forthcoming Netflix house store, I will dispatch my minions, who probably wouldn't appreciate being called that, but I will dispatch my minions to go and inspect. And of course, Amtrak just runs back and forth about 14 times a day, so I might be tempted to actually.
I'll meet you in King of Prussia. That's perfect.
Yes, exactly.
So I keep teasing that my mom. I keep looking over to an empty chair. My mom is on the way. She'll be here soon.
Oh,
I'm not
good.
going to dox my mom, but she has lived not too far from where you are and not too far from King of Prussia area. So it's just funny. All these GG references are coming out. She'll hate this. She will be like, "Don't talk. Don't say."
I'm never coming on again.
That's right. She didn't agree to come on this time, but I bought her dinner, so I'm kind of peer pressuring her and child pressuring her.
Got to do what you got to do.
That's right. I dangled the Gosling over her. I'm like, "Do you want to come see the Gosling?" She's like, "Yeah, I do." You have to get on mic. Damn it. That's funny. But yeah, so real quick, I was just wrapping up my thoughts on this and then we'll jump into Harry. But do you have any other thoughts? Sorry to put you on the spot. We didn't even talk about this, but do you have any other I just made you go
Oh,
by.
yeah.
There you go. Do you have any other thoughts? I'm trying to be Megan and take over the whole screen. So yeah, I'm teasing, of course, about being a chef, but you have chopped fruit before, I assume. So do you find yourself cutting fruit stupid and leaving a bunch of waste like Megan does?
Well, no, and actually, I was thinking about this a little earlier today, and I mean, as a guy, you approach these things differently, and maybe Chef Matt would opine on this as well the next time you talk to him. But when I cut up a strawberry, well, the first thing I do is to inspect it and make sure it hasn't got a worm in it, which it can happen. But like, for instance, she's talking about here, I think the caption on that picture is that she's cutting them up to eat or something like that. I mean, if I want to eat a strawberry just for the sake of eating it, I usually just grab it by the leaves and use that as the handle, and then just chomp down until there's only leaf left, and then I give the rest of it a pitch. And if I do need to cut a strawberry for whatever reason, usually I just take a knife and I kind of do a cone around the stem and the leaves, and then that's the end of it. And unless it's one of these, every once in a while you get one of these gigantic strawberries that's the size of a golf ball or something, and then you just sort of say, well, nobody's going to want to eat that, so I'll give that a whack and make a couple of pieces out of it. But I don't know. When I saw that picture, I just thought, okay, again, there's a lot of extra work happening here that
Unnecessarily, yeah.
if it was me, you know, I wouldn't take the time or effort.
No, I would chop it up for my kid, but it's more of a choking thing, you know what I mean? Like, I'll chop it up for her, but now
Well,
she's big
yeah,
enough she can do it her own, but I'm saying otherwise, yeah, I don't yeah, there's not a lot of chopping going on in my household, so yeah, that's just silly. Oh,
yeah,
look, oh, Spicy
it's
just said,
interesting.
"John, that's because you're normal." Listen, don't go blowing up John's head like that. The jury's still out
There
if
you
you're
go.
normal or not.
There you go. Thank you, Spicy.
She's nicer than I am. No, but seriously, any other thoughts on this? The thing I was talking about is the knife seems to be quite big for that. But again, if we're
Well, that's a very good point. I mean,
Mhm.
I hadn't thought of that, but I would not grab a knife that's that large. Again, I would just take something of, and it's funny because people were talking about the knives the other day, and again, as a guy and a not professional chef,
Uh-huh.
um, I look for utility.
Yes.
I mean, maybe I'll regret admitting this. There have been times when I have used a screwdriver in the kitchen. If there's if I need to get two frozen hamburgers separated from one another,
Uh-huh.
um, I'm not above grabbing a screwdriver. So
I'm
I'm
sorry.
all about the
This is a cooking show. No? Okay, got it. We're good. Let's go
yeah. There you
ahead.
go. Well, I'm all about the utility,
That's
and I
right.
would but again, being clumsy, I would grab the smallest knife, and it doesn't have to be the knife that's officially designed for removing the tops of strawberries. I would
Yeah.
just grab whatever knife looks like, okay, this will get the job done,
Yeah.
and then just you know do the thing around the top of it, and that would be it. I'm looking also. I'm seeing the cutting board there. Some people reacted when I talked the other day about encouraging people to use a plastic cutting board instead of a wooden cutting board because of the possibility that there'd be some bacteria that can get down in there and so forth. And
Mhm.
I know in a number of fields where, for instance, like the backboards that EMS people, first responders used to use, were all wooden. And then it was discovered that, well, those have the possibility of harboring some bacteria or germs, whatever it is. So now all of those backboards, if you call for an ambulance, they use a plastic backboard. Now, presumably, that's not getting nicked and cut in the same way that a wooden backboard would. But the other option, if you're concerned about, oh, I don't want to be swallowing little bits of plastic and so forth, which I can totally understand. I know there's a lot of talk about that these days,
Mhm.
but there are also glass cutting boards,
That's
and they make a horrible racket when you actually,
uh-huh.
when the knife hits it.
Uh-huh.
But that's also an option. So
Right.
I mean, like as is always the case, use your own judgment and
Mhm.
do whatever makes you happy. So I don't
Yeah.
mean to suggest that
No.
only plastic cutting boards are worth anything.
Oh, no. I mean, again, we're just giving our opinions on things. So I
Yeah.
tend to be on the same page with you. I tend to agree. So yeah, don't.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. A huge thank you to John Witherspoon for coming out. Again, he had come out to discuss visa, and we do go into that in the live and what the redacted of it all means, but I wanted to leave him in for part of the conversation about this weird picture and what's going on and just all that. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I hope you have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.